Y'all, it's summertime. It's officially summertime here because Griffin is out of school and it's a gorgeous day for the last day of school. And so anyways, feeling good, feeling excited. Um, and we are going to work on the mini DIY decor box today. So I did this last week, and this is the look that we created last week. We're going to do it again, except this time we're going to do a more classic look and not so rustic, okay? So I'm going to show you all how I do that so that you have an option of doing it however you want to do it, okay? So that is the plan. So when you hop on, say hello, let me know you're watching. I hope you're having a great day. Um, my It's been a really good day because, like I said, it's the last day of school. It's beautiful outside. My papa got to come home today from the nursing home, and so I spent several hours over there just helping him get settled. And he is just so happy to be home, and he's doing so good, and I'm so happy about that. So this weekend, my niece Anaya, y'all have heard me talk about Anaya. You all have prayed for her. You all have donated. She is graduating um, tomorrow. And so really big accomplishment, really exciting. And so we've got stuff going on all day tomorrow for her. And so got a busy weekend ahead. Um, all right. So when you hop on, say hello. Hi, Holly. Hey, Laura. Hey, Dorothy. Hi, Rhonda. Yay, Rhonda. So exciting. Hi, Cindy. Hey, Deborah. Hi, Dale. Hello, Jamie. Hi, Lisa. Hey, Rosemary. Indiana, school's been out for a week already. Barb, we had so many snow days this year. So we should have already been out. But yes, all of the snow days affected that. Hi, Linda. Hey, Kay. I'm sure in Indiana you all handle the snow probably better than what we do here. Thank you, Kay. Hi, Lisa. Hey, Teresa. I'm good. Hi, Carol. All right, y'all. I'm going to try and make this fairly quick because I don't have a lot of time. But I went ahead and painted these pieces, and I spray painted them, okay? So I went ahead and spray painted, and you can do this. So in the one that we did last week, this one here, we did not spray paint it. We just painted all of the pieces, and I just realized that I messed up. Crap a brick. I painted the hat the wrong color. So that's okay. We'll fix it. So anyways, I painted this with a brush and with just regular Deco Art paint. All right. I went ahead and painted these other pieces with spray paint. So we're doing a more classic look today. And I painted them with spray paint. Now, I just used two colors that I had in my stash. And I had this one here, Krylon Fusion Matte Red Pepper. And I had this one here, Rust-Oleum Gloss Brilliant Blue. And so I used these to paint the 250 in the blue. And then I painted the America in red, and right there. And then I was supposed to paint the hat in red, but I painted it in blue. So, oh well, we're going to fix that. All right. And so those are the colors I use. So you can definitely spray paint these. Spray paint works perfectly on them. It is quicker for sure. It takes 2 seconds with spray paint. And to paint them with a brush takes a lot longer than 2 seconds. So you can absolutely just spray paint them and then be done with it if you want to, okay? And so it just makes it go a little bit quicker. So that's the reason why I spray painted it. So we're going to finish this. So we've got our dots that we want to be white. And then on our hat, we need red and white stripes. and then we need our white stars on the band. Okay, so we're gonna work on that. All right, so I'm gonna get some white paint. We're gonna use a bright white because we're going classic today with this look. All right, so we're not trying to do rustic. We're looking for a classic look so that you can choose which way you prefer for yours to be. These are still available. You can still grab these at celebrationcompany.com. Make sure you grab yours soon, okay? Because they're only going to be, well, they're only going to be available for a little while longer, all right? Okay. Let's see here. Let me grab some paint brushes that are going to be good to use. That one there looks pretty good. Okay. Alrighty. So I'm going to start with the 250. This is what it looks like painted. Again, this color is called Brilliant Blue by Rust-Oleum. And if you're like me, you've got all kinds of spray paint laying around. Just use what you have laying around. So I'm sort of thinking of trying something different. What I have been doing is using a pouncer, but I'm sort of wondering about taking and just doing like this. If it might be a little bit easier and more foolproof to make sure that I don't get paint on the background. And so far, it's working pretty well. And so I'm just dipping the end of my brush in and then just dabbing it right onto those dots. And I can get like 3 at a time. Happy Friday, Pam. So this is how that looks. Very simple. Hey, Deborah, good to see you. So just dot it right on that dot. It doesn't take a whole lot of precision because the dots are raised. Hey, Joan, good to see you. Y'all, a reminder, these mini DIY decor boxes are $19.99. They do not require a subscription. So you do not have to be a DIY decor box subscriber to purchase one of these mini DIY decor boxes. It will, however, sort of give you a little bit of an idea of whether or not this is something that you might be interested in, because it is very similar to our full-size DIY decor box. The only difference is the full size is going to be more substantial. And I don't know, definitely better if you ask me. Comes with more as well. Oh, I hate that, Teresa. I am so sorry. I can't honestly imagine. last little bit here for the dots. Here we go. Okay. So there's our 250. And then we're going to add the stars to it as well after these dry. All right. So I'm going to set this aside and let this finish drying. Okay. Happy Friday. All right. We do not have to do anything to the America other than let it dry. So I'm going to set that aside as well. And then the stars, I'm not going to touch the stars either. We're just going to glue those directly onto the 250. So now we just have to work on the hat. And like I said, I probably should have painted this hat red. But we'll see how it turns out, which way is easier to go. So we're going to start with red though. And I'm just going to go ahead and use my Santa red. If you painted it red, then you'll have to paint the little band blue. I think I'm going to have to go get more red paint. I don't know that I'm going to be able to make this work. So you can still use a pouncer if you want to on the dots, whichever way is going to be easiest for you. And you can go back with a paintbrush and touch up if you need to. Is there a large one of these also? No, there is not a large one of this. This is the only one. So the full size is not this, okay? Okay. So it is not like the Christmas mini that we did last year, where we did the full size and then the same thing except a smaller version. That's not what this is. So if you are a DIY Decor Box subscriber, you don't have to worry about purchasing this because you're not getting the same thing except a larger version. I will let you know that. All right. Okay, so we're going to start painting this. Let's see how this goes. I'm going to cover up this paint right here. I'm worried I'm going to get in it. Okay. I'm trying to decide how I want to do this. I think I'm going to go in with the red. So we're going to go and do the set in portion. And it is, all of the elements are raised or set in. And so it does make it a little bit easier to paint it. And so I am just using a little pointed brush. And I actually probably should glue this hat together, but it's all right. I'll do that later. And so what you can do is just sort of run it right up against the edge, and it helps you to not make a mess with it. It's really not that hard to do because you've got that raised edge. And so you can just run this right up against that raised edge, and it keeps it looking really nice. Just like that. And so we'll come back and do the white. We're going to do 2 coats of the red. I think the red's going to cover better over the blue than the white. So like I said, it probably would be better to paint this red, and I messed up on that. I messed up. Now I'm going to get the top. I think I'm going to use a flat brush. And I just go from the inside out in order to keep the paint from getting on the sides. All right, I'm going to go ahead and dry this. Do be careful when you're using your heat tool with this. Because if you get it too hot, your brim will bend and melt. All right, so now we're going to go in and do a second coat with the red. Jerry, absolutely. Grab you one, girl. And thank you for asking that question. It had not entered my mind that anyone would think about that or worry about that. So I'm glad you asked that question. If you're a DIY Decor Box subscriber, you're going to want this one as well as the full size that's coming in the mail next week. All right. And you just have to kind of just sit down and, you know, just be, this one does, when you do it the classic, like this, it does require a little bit more precision than if you do it rustic like we did the other day. Because you can just do it real quick and then distress it and you're good to go. With this, it's not quite that. You've got to do a little bit more, have a little bit more precision with it. I'm going to go and do a second or a third coat on the top. I think it definitely is a better option to paint this red than blue if you're going to spray paint it. And when I did it originally, I did paint it the whole thing red. Okay, I'm going to now paint this brim here as well. I'm starting to think maybe I should have just repainted it in the red. But whatever, we're here, so let's just keep going. Debbie, no, this is not the June DIY Decor Box. It is not. The June DIY Decor Box is completely different. Okay, it is not this. So if you want this, you have to get this, because you will not be getting this in your June DIY Decor Box. Not even a bigger version. All right, it's completely different. You will not get a larger version. Okay, so hopefully that clears that up. All right, and let's paint the bottom too. You're welcome, Debbie. I probably should glue this together and be painting this all together, but so it's really the hat that requires the most attention and the most detail. And of course, you don't have to put that much detail into it. If you want to just leave it painted red or just blue or whatever, you can do that as well. You can also just do a rough, kind of like we did with the rustic, with, where is it? With this one, where we did the white and the blue and we did it really roughly and then we distressed it. So you could do the same thing with this, except just don't do the raw umber wash on it, and that's going to look really good too. Oh, goodness. A tick bite? That's no good. I was just reading this morning, I think, about how to remove ticks. Debbie, I'm so sorry to hear about that. I wish red would cover better. This is 3 coats, and honestly, it probably needs 3 more. It's the most annoying thing with red. That is the good thing about spray painting it, is it's going to cover a lot quicker for you. All right, I'm going to set this aside. We still have to do the white, but I'm going to move on to the other one. This is what it's looking like right now. Okay, and so we've got to do, these blue stripes are going to be white, and then we're going to do white stars. Okay. Oh, fun, Barbara. I don't think that you are the only one, I'll tell you that. I think a lot of people have the same thought, that this year they want to really decorate. All right, so I'm going to get the stripes first. Wait, my brush sort of dried up a little bit while I was painting the other part. Oh, fun, Jerry. I bet that's beautiful. All right, let's go in for our second coat on our stripes. Debbie, so the blue is actually spray painted, and it is royal blue, I think, brilliant blue by Rust-Oleum. So I actually spray painted the blue. And so I spray painted the America and I spray painted the 250, and then we just added the dots. And then I spray painted the hats in the wrong color. I wasn't thinking clearly. And I should have spray painted them in the red, but I didn't. I spray painted them in blue. Yes, Jerry, there are multiple different styles that you can choose from. I've given you all lots of different ideas on how you can finish yours. All right, let's get the top. I'm going to do a second coat. A third coat, rather. This is the second coat. I think I'm going to paint the... I'm trying to make this bottle of paint last. I don't know if it's going to. I'm going to go on and paint the brim here before I do a third coat on the top. Thank you, Teresa, for asking. He is much better. He's home. He got home today, and he is much, much better. He's doing very well. I think that he is getting around very well. Very proud of him. I think he's doing very good. So he is at home and very happy to be. Go in for a second coat of red paint. Sometimes I feel like when you're painting red, you're just going to be here like all day long, just painting coat after coat after coat after coat. We're not going to do that though today. If you go with a darker red, anytime you go with a darker red, it's not going to take as many coats to cover. It's going to cover a little bit better because it's got more pigment in it, and that's what makes it cover better. So if you like burgundy or something like that, that's definitely going to have better coverage for you than a bright red. Definitely the grayer, the darker, the better it's going to cover. The brighter it is, the harder it's going to cover. All right, I'm hoping I can get, I think I need one more coat on the top and on the brim, at least. And remember, when you're doing the top here, work in to out. That way, you don't get paint on the edges. All right. Let's get the brim. And then we're going to move on to the white. And we'll start painting our stripes. Okay. All right, so I'm going to set this aside and let this dry. It really could use more paint, but we're going to go with it for now. Okay, so now I'm going to pull this half, and I really probably should do, there's a little bit here that I forgot. Right on the edge. So now we're going to do the white. And I think I already got myself some white out. Okay. So I'm going to grab one of these brushes. Go ahead and dip it into the white. Let's start over here. And you're just gonna, it's raised, so that helps. And you just kind of have to be careful and just very gently just kind of brush that on. I just sort of follow that edge with my brush. You can try and tape this off. I have tried that. And so what you would have to do is lay your tape over this, press it down into those crevices really, really well, and then you use a knife to cut the tape out, and you just run the knife along the edge of these raised areas, and then you'll just cut those parts out, and then you'll paint, and then you'll remove the tape. So you can see that white, adding that white just looks so much better than having it be just the blue and the red. And I mean, it's not perfect, y'all. Mine is not perfect, but it's still gonna be super cute. Okay, so there's our stripes. So let's dry them, and we're gonna add a little bit more color, a little bit more white, so that it covers a little better. Just take your time with it, have fun. Know that it's not going to be fast unless you go with the distressed version. This is not going to be fast. It's going to take you a little bit of time in order to get these stripes painted, and so just take your time with it. Have fun. Listen to some music and just paint, you know? And if you want it to be really perfect, then spend some time trying to get it taped off, which is going to take you a little bit of time. You can do it, but it does take a little bit of time. All right. So there's our stripes. You can see, let me show you up close. You can see, not perfect. What is that spot right there that's bugging me? Okay. I'm going to set this aside, and I'm going to do this one now. And then we still got to do our stars. Okay. I would definitely make sure that you do the red before you do the white. So do the inset part first. work your way lowest to highest, I think is going to be best and the easiest. Isn't it the cutest, Carol? And when it's all put together, it's just darling. And I mean, you could do even like a light blue, I think would be so cute. Like a more vintage looking blue would be really cute for this. Okay, let's dry it. Do a second coat. All right. Let's go in again. This is one of those situations where I wish y'all could see what I'm doing up close. Okay, far from perfect, y'all. But we have red and white stripes. Hello, Sandra. So now we're going to do the stars, and I'm going to tell you how I find it to be the easiest. Is to kind of drag the paint. I'm going to try something to see how this works. And I'm going to take the end of my brush, all right, and I'm going to just kind of dot it right in the middle, and then I'm just going to pull it out, just kind of dragging the paint on the raised star, and it works beautifully. Look at that. Okay, so just take your brush, the end of it, put a dot of paint right in the middle, and then just gently just push it out to the points on the star. Okay, and you're going to get perfect stars. Just dot of paint right in the middle and just sort of push it out. And it covers beautifully because you're putting it on pretty thick. So you got these nice, pretty stars. Stars look pretty dang good. Maybe we could do that somehow with the stripes. This star is a little hard to get to because of the brim on the hat. You might need to use the brush because it's hard to get the end of the paintbrush down in there, but look at how great those stars turned out. Okay, let's do this one. I'm gonna have to see if I could do the stripes this method. I'm gonna have to play with that because now I'm really curious. It's got a little piece of filament that's sticking up. Let me cut that off. Here we go. All right. Okay, so there's our stars. Now let's just see what happens if we were to use the end of the brush to paint. It's nice because it's thick. I feel like you can control it a little bit easier. But I'm not sure what it's going to look like when it dries because it's so thick. It's kind of interesting. You could even tape off the stripes and not paint the stripes white at all. Just spray paint it and paint it red. You could try that too. It's going to get it a little bit, I think, cracked a little because of the thickness of the paint. But it does kind of work. So that's another option that you can try. So this one right here is the one that I painted with the end of the brush. So you can kind of see that texture on there. So anyways, it's an option. All right, y'all. So let's put this together, okay? So we're going to take our super glue. The super glue is provided in your DIY decor box. In your mini DIY decor box, you will have super glue. So you will need to provide the paint and the paint brushes, the heat tool. The paint, though, and the paint brushes, when you purchase the mini DIY decor box, you can also get the bundle of paint and the paint brushes and pouncers for 20% off. Okay, so you can get those at a discounted price when you purchase the mini DIY decor box. You can also purchase the, you can get 6 mini DIY decor boxes and you get the 6th one for free. So if you buy 5, you'll get the 6th one for free. So that's another option. All right, so we're going to take some super glue here on the back of our hat, and we're going to super glue this together. Part of it is still wet. You need to dry all the way. All right, let's try it now. Okay, let's put this together. And then you can take a rubber band. I know I did, didn't I? I don't even know if I've got enough red paint here that I can cover it up. Nope, I think I just made it worse. I've getting white paint everywhere, y'all. Y'all know me. Always making a mess. Now I'm gonna have to paint it again, more red, a whole other coat. That's the only way it's gonna look good. But you just glue it together. You can use a rubber band to tie around the top to make sure that it holds together so that it doesn't come apart. But here is our hat. Okay, we're gonna take our 250 and we're gonna add our stars to the 250 while our hat sort of works on setting up. The way that I do the stars is I'll just put them on and you'll see the empty spots. There are 3 empty spots where there's no dots. That's where your stars go. And just kind of position them wherever you want to, and then just kind of pay attention to where your glue needs to go, because your glue will not go on the whole star. All right, so I just kind of pay attention to which points need glue, and then I'll just glue these on. With our super glue gel, which is included in your kit. All right. So there's our stars. So cute. I just love the stars on there. I just think it's so adorable. Okay, so then we're gonna need to add our hat. And so you just want to make sure you get the front of the hat in the front, and we want to add the hat before we add the America. And so you just kind of position it on and start sort of pressing it down. And then I'm going to take a knife, or not a knife, a hammer, and I'm going to tap it down, but I'm going to make sure that I tap the back only, not both of them together, just the back, because I don't want to break the bond between the two. Okay, so I'm just tapping the back one until it goes all the way down, and it'll go all the way down to where you won't be able to see any of that base. And then we're going to put our America on. This is the reason why you want to wait, because the America will go just to the left a little bit so that there's room for the hat. Okay, because if you put it on first, you won't be able to get your hat on. So then what I like to do is just kind of take a look at this and see where I need to put my glue on the America. So the bottom of the A, the C, and the I on the end of it, and then the bottom of the M, okay, is where my super glue is going to go. So I'm just going to flip this upside down, and then I'm going to put super glue just on those parts. And then right in the middle of the M. Don't know why you're not closing. All right, and then we're just going to press this down. And it's done, even though it really needs several more coats of red. I wish I had spray painted it red. Okay. Look how cute that turned out. So as I said, okay, you have a classic and then a primitive version. All right, so you can do it however you want to do it. This way is more forgiving, okay? But both ways are gorgeous and beautiful. And then if the candlestick also comes with this, that you can put your flag in as well as the flag. So the flag comes too. The candlestick or the spindle, I would probably just paint it white, bright white, and I wouldn't distress it, okay, to go with this one. So that's how it turned out. So y'all make sure you grab it. Let me put the link up here, the QR code for this. so that you can grab that code if you want. Okay. And so you can take a screenshot, go into your photos, hold your finger down on that QR code. And I don't know what just happened to the camera there. And that will pull up the link. Okay. So these ship out next month. They ship out at the beginning of the month. And it's $19.99, no subscription required. Again, if you are a DIY Decor Box subscriber, you will not receive this, okay? You will not receive a larger version of this. Next month's DIY Decor Box is completely different from this. So if you want this, you need to purchase the Mini DIY Decor Box, all right? No subscription required, $19.99. I don't know what's happened with the video, but I do have to go. Hopefully y'all can hear me. Thank you all so much for joining me. I love you guys. Have a wonderful weekend, and I'll see y'all not tomorrow. I'll see you